It is a chilly day here at the Joseph and Mildred Murray Stadium Field on the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County. Truly chilly, but it's nice and warm up here in the press box, and we are all set to bring you men's soccer action as the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals wrap up their home schedule against the Bears of Harcum College. Hello, folks. This is Isaac Donsky here, ready to bring you all the action for the final time this season, soccer-wise. And this game here should be an interesting one. Freezing temperatures outside, well, for October at least. We've also got some high winds and a matchup between two teams that are looking to end their seasons on a bit of a high note. We start with Catonsville, 1-13-1 on the season, 1-10 in conference play. It's been a difficult year for the rebuilding Cardinals. They're coming off a 3-1 loss to Anne Arundel Community College that many of you tuned into last Friday. This has been a season of rebuilding for the Cardinals. They came into this year knowing it was going to be a difficult season with just one returning sophomore player, but the team has looked solid in some aspects. The defense has played great in most of their games. The offense has slowly been improving, and the team is hoping to return many of its starters for next season so they can try and improve on what has already been improved upon. Meanwhile, Harcum comes into today's contest 4-5 on the season and are coming off a 5-1 victory over CCBC Essex, a big victory against a major program. This is their penultimate game of the year as they have one more match to go before they wrap their season up. Same with Catonsville. This may be their final home game of the season, but they do have one more game against Cecil College, which we will get into a little later in the show about the weirdness of that matchup and why the game that was supposed to open the season for the Cardinals is now closing the year for the Cardinals. Now, let's look at the starting lineups for today's game. We start with the visitors from Harcum and their starting lineups. At goalkeeper will be a freshman from Copenhagen, Denmark, number 1, Simon Prebensen. Starting at right back, a sophomore from Kent, England, number 2, Finn O'Shea. Starting at midfield, a sophomore from Kent, England, number 4, Bo Landau. Starting at midfield, a freshman from Vina del Mar, Chile, number 7, Vicente Silva. Starting midfield, a freshman from Murcia, Spain, number 8, Alejandro Sanchez. Next up, we have a sophomore from Lima, Peru, number 10, Santiago Linares. Did not say his position, so forgive me there. Next up, we have a freshman left back from Talcahuano, Chile, number 11, Diego Romero. Next up, a freshman right back from Hungary, number 12, Diego Vargas. Then at center back, a sophomore from California and Trinidad, number 16, Luke Charles. At striker, a freshman from Palestro, Italy, number 20, Lorenzo Ferrari. And finally, a center back, a freshman from Arima Trinidad, number 23, Decky Hoyt. So an international team for Harcum going up against a homegrown team for Catonsville, and here are their starters. Starting in net for the Cardinals will be freshman goalkeeper from Rosedale, Maryland, number 00, Austin Thomas. Starting on defense will be a freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 3, James Anderson. Starting on defense, a sophomore from New Carrollton, Maryland, number 4, Eric Velasquez. Starting at midfield, a freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 8, Eduardo Lopez. Starting at forward, a freshman from Catonsville, Maryland, number 9, Mike Miranda. Starting at forward, a freshman from Dundalk, Maryland, number 10, Alec Britton. Making his first start of the season, a freshman forward from Serekunda in the Gambia, number 12, Abdul Loam. Starting on defense, a freshman from Conakry, Guinea, number 13, Sharif Haidera. Starting at midfield, a freshman from Towson, Maryland, number 15, Evan Sims. Starting on defense, a freshman from Lagos, Nigeria, number 17, Caleb Akano. And finally, starting at forward, a freshman from Ebo Town in the Gambia, Khalid Mente, number 19. We will be back in about 9 minutes for the start of today's contest. All set to get underway here for the final home game of the season. For the first 45 minutes, Catonsville, their home white jerseys, red shorts, red numbers, red trim. They'll be defending the left side of the pitch. Right side of the pitch will be defended by Harcum, who are in all black with purple numbers. So forgive me if it takes a bit to name out names for the Bears, because purple on black isn't exactly the best combination, especially in a night game. So we're going to do our best. No offense to Harcum, though. The jerseys are very clean. It's just a little hard to see from where we're up here in the press box. Getting set to go. Final home game of the season. Not much on the line for the Cardinals. Unfortunately, we have to face reality. They are last in Region 20, so not much is expected of them. But there's always a chance to go out playing spoiler, and this is a Harcum team that not much to play for them as well. They're on the fringe of making the playoffs, but we can always get that one last win. Whistles away. Harcum won the toss. They will start things off. Got a returning face here in the booth with me tonight. Wyatt, who was on our staff last year, has come back to help out. He's going to be running social media up here and our camera. Shout out to Wyatt. Shout out to everyone at CCBC Catonsville who helps us get these games underway. As we are set, we are go from Joseph and Mildred Murray Stadium Field for the final home game of the season for the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals as they face the Harcum Bears. And Harcum immediately on the tack, trying to see who that is. I think that's Santiago Linares. And offsides is going to be called. So right off the bat, Catonsville will get a good chance here. Now the Cardinals have struggled a tad on offense this year. It's one of the reasons why they've only scored about 5 or 6 goals on the entire season. Here's a good chance. That's a shot by number 11, Diego Romero, and Austin Thomas is able to scoop it up. Harcum's roster, by the way, if you were around when we did our little intro spiel, Harcum's roster is almost exclusively international players. In fact, it really is. There are no homegrown players. It's all international. Very impressive recruiting over at Harcum, I must say. Vicente Silva finds Romero. Back to Silva, defended by James Anderson. Anderson normally plays defense, but often will come up a bit to play some offense. He actually leads the Cardinals in scoring 2 goals on the season, both of them headers. It was his goal that lifted Catonsville to their first win of the year, all the way back against Northern Virginia. Now here comes Linares. Linares trying across to find Ferrari. And shot goes wide. Goal kick for Austin Thomas. Finds Eric Velasquez, the one returning sophomore from last year's team. And Velasquez, his inbound pass is blocked by number 4. That's Bo Lando. And now here is Romero. Romero trying to find Silva, picked off by Mike Miranda. Lopez goes to Britton. Britton, this is going to be tricky. He doesn't have a lot of support, but he cuts back and passes across to Abdulom, but the pass, too much power, and it goes out of bounds. Abdulom, by the way, making his first start of the season. The Cardinals are playing a tad short-handed, as their normal 11th starter, defenseman Paul Catafalmo, is out for the rest of the year with an ankle injury. Catafalmo came into the season having a few ankle issues. During training camps and practices, he often would be seen getting taped up before practices by our fantastic athletic trainer, Miss Abby Miller. But he did play well and was one of the key pieces for Catonsville's defense and their defensive resurgence in the second half of the season. Unfortunately, this ankle injury means that we're not going to be seeing him today, and that's a big shame. He always has attracted a lot of cheers from the home crowd, and his aggressiveness made him a lot of fun to watch. But thankfully, the rest of the Cardinals have stepped up to replace him. And that is why Abdulom is getting the start. A bit of a long-winded story, but that explains it. Harcum playing keep away here, but they're being hounded by Alec Britton. Britton always showing aggressiveness, oftentimes at his own team members when they don't get in the right positions where he needs them to be. Now here's a chance for Harcum after a deep pass. And Caleb Acano breaks that play up. And now he sends a deep pass towards Britton, but it's headed away by Harcum. Akano was player of the game the last game out. Excellent defensive performance by him. He was yellow carded early in the go-in against Anne Arundel Community College, but came back in the second half to play a great defensive performance. It's excellent to see him still playing tough out there. He's part of that fantastic defensive wall, along with himself, James Anderson, Eric Velasquez, and Paul Catafalbo. It's a little different now. Khalid Minte has dropped back to play defense for the Cardinals there, but it is still an excellent wall that has served the Cardinals well. They may have a 13-1 record, but their defense has played excellent this season. Most of their games very low scoring. So if you like high-scoring games of soccer, it probably isn't for you. Chance for Harcum. Deflected. Caleb Akano, who else with the header? They're still in trouble, though. Harcum's going to get another chance, and there's going to be a foul called, and it looks as if, sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there, looks as if it's going to be called against Harcum. They tried arguing their case, but did not help. Thomas will find Velasquez. Here's Alec Britton. Looks a little confused there for a second. He probably didn't realize that he had possession of the ball with so many Harcum players around him. That's what he was afraid of. That's number 8, Alejandro Sanchez. Deep shot, and it's way off target. Well, actually, from the angle from where we're sitting, it looked like it was off target, but I think that was a bit closer. Good heads-up play by Austin Thomas to back off there. He once again passes it out to Velasquez. We're back underway. Velasquez tries to find Abdulom and Mike. He's trying to find Mike Miranda, but Abdulom got in the way, and Miranda isn't exactly pleased there and starts chirping at Loam in the sidelines. Obviously, some jitters going on here for Abdulom in his first start. He did score the first goal of the season for the Cardinals all the way back in their season opener against Howard. That was the only goal that the Cardinals scored for nearly half the season. That was the shape that their offense was in. But the offense has steadily improved, and the team as a whole is looking a lot better than when they started the year off. And with so many of these players being freshmen, many of them who are due to return for next season, we could see a resurgence for Cardinals soccer. Knock on wood, of course. The Cardinals can't seem to find an opening here, but they're going to get a good chance as goalkeeper Simon Prebenson sends that pass out of bounds. Little jostling of the ball here. We have 38 minutes to go in the first half. Mente will throw in. And Prebenson will scoop it up. Harcum now on the assault. Play broken up by Akano. Britton finds Lopez. Lopez, his pass is deflected back to Anderson. Now Romero has possession. Romero, risky pass in the middle. Back to Romero. He's going to have a chance, but he can't get there in time. He's quadruple teamed, and his shot is deflected by James Anderson. Here's another chance. Slide tackle by Evan Sims. Cardinals are getting physical, and it's working. The Cardinals defense just swarming around as there's a deep pass, a deep shot by number 10. That's Santiago Linares. It goes through the uprights for a field goal, but we're not playing that version of football. And with that pun, I've now officially made that joke at every single home game the Cardinals have had this year. I apologize on behalf of anyone who enjoys good humor. I know it's probably been torture on your eardrums to hear that joke every single game. Rest assured you won't have to hear it until August of 2023 when we return. Despite how cold it is outside, it actually is beautiful. Clear skies, a little cloudy in the distance, but it is very cold out there. Some of the players are donning long-sleeve shirts underneath their jerseys for the first time this year. Harcum having to pull back here and reset as Alec Britton continues to hound their defensive line. in particular going after number 16, Luke Charles, which he is right now. Charles stands at an imposing 6'5". Meanwhile, Alec Britton looks like a fifth grader compared to him due to the size disparity, but that doesn't stop him from putting enough pressure to get the Cardinals a chance. Abdulom now knocked to the ground, and that's going to be a foul on Harcum. Number 23, Decky Hoyt, knocks Abdulom to the ground, and I believe that's going to be a foul. It is. So Abdulom's going to get a free kick. Well, actually, no, he'll just toss it in deep in Harcum territory. Here's Sharif Hydera preventing that ball from being knocked out of play, well, at least trying to. As I was saying, Harcum, it's a nifty behind-the-head pass. Action is happening so fast I can't keep up. Caleb O'Connor breaks up that play, finds Lopez. Lopez goes over to Mente, double-teamed. Mente, Harcum player, had to duck out of the way. Anderson, Romero misses his assignment. Anderson now down the sideline to Alec Britton. Wide open. Nobody there to defend him. He's got one man to beat. It's Romero. Deep pass over to Miranda. Shot! Oh, off target, Mike Miranda. A perfect chance for the Cardinals, and Mike Miranda just a tad wide. Catonsville was just inches away from taking a lead. Poor Mike Miranda. That is the worst feeling, to be that close, have that opportunity to score and miss it. You gotta feel for him. And now Harcum on the attack. Down the sideline. Can't see who that is, but I believe that's Lorenzo Ferrari, number 20. It is. Corner kick coming up for Harcum, the first of the game. So now, after Catonsville had a fantastic chance to score early, Harcum has their own fantastic chance. Big shout out to the little crowd that we've got here. It is cold out, so I don't blame not that many people for showing up. Corner kick is knocked around, and Sharif Hydera will kick it out of bounds. Harcum is going to stay with the momentum, but okay. I'll pause the action, folks. We're trying. Just making sure to confirm a substitution for Harcum that's coming up. We do have a Catonsville player limping a bit. That was Caleb O'Connor. Play still hasn't left the Catonsville side of the pitch. Now here's Alec Britton. Deep pass, but a little too much power on it. Mike Miranda not showing a bit of displeasure, as nobody was there to receive that pass from Alec Britton. Britton has a booming foot, can make those passes, but it's a bit quicker than his team can react. And it's been a constant theme this season where the Cardinals have gotten the ball down into enemy territory thanks to Alec Britton, but nobody has been there in time to assist him. Abdulom breaks up that play. He finds Sharif Hydera. Hydera back to James Anderson. And Anderson with a booming kick for Mike Miranda. Miranda knocks it up. Perfect placement. Alec Britton, he's got to beat the goalkeeper. He can't. Prebenson beats him to it. So the Cardinals definitely showing some teamwork here and getting the ball down to Harcum's side of the pitch. But it hasn't come easy. 32 minutes to go here in the opening half. Deep pass intended for Romero. James Anderson will just knock it out of bounds. Caleb O'Connor looking at him like, why did you do that? You had me open. We could have kept it in play. As we have our first substitutions coming in, we'll be right back in 1 second. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 21, Ryan Drummond. Entering the game for Harcum, number 2, Finn O'Shea. So Finn O'Shea comes in for Harcum. Ryan Drummond enters the game for Catonsville. I'll pause right here as Harcum on the attack. Bicycle kick. Not enough oomph on it from Silva. Thomas scoops it up. Ryan Drummond into the game now for the Cardinals, and this has been a fun story to follow. Drummond was a late addition to the Cardinals, joined mid-season along with John Klasick, 2 new players added to the roster. The only other sophomore on the team outside of returning player Eric Velasquez, and in his first few games, Drummond's aggression and ball hockeyness, if that's a term, I don't know if that's exactly a term, but I'm going to coin it now, ball hockeyness, have made him an instant contributor to Catonsville's late season turnaround in terms of their on-field performance. 30 minutes to go in the first half. The score still tied 0-0. Both teams have had ample choices, as that is a collision that sends Mike Miranda to the ground, and Harcum is going to get another foul. I believe that's number 2, Finn O'Shea. That was called for tossing Mike Miranda to the ground there. That's a big no-no. So it'll be a free kick for the Cardinals. And it looks like Eric Velasquez will do the kicking. Velasquez, the returning sophomore from last year, excellent veteran presence for the Cardinals and known for having a booming left foot, making him a dangerous member of this Cardinals team. Good ball placement, but Harcum is able to break it up. Silva finds Alejandro Sanchez, but Caleb Acano breaks up the play. Here's Drummond. Drummond passes back to Romero, to nobody, and both Mike Miranda and Alec Britton look frustrated there. Britton has to sprint to keep it from going out of bounds, tiptoeing the out-of-bounds line down the near side of the pitch. Looking for options, but he loses track of the ball. It's broken up by Romero. Can he get back in time? He can't, but Romero accidentally knocks it out of bounds. So Catonsville will keep possession in excellent field position. Anderson tosses into Miranda. Tipped up, Sims manages to get it. Miranda struggling to find an option. Alec Britton was the only open player, and Britton's just going to send it sailing out of bounds. Cardinals got boxed in there. They really had no chance. No other choice, excuse me. The wind is really starting to pick up out there. The corner flags on the pitch are whipping violently. So the wind could be a partial cause for some of these shots going off target. Here's a chance for the Cardinals. Finn O'Shea missed an assignment, tripped up. Eduardo Lopez finds Sharif Hydera, but O'Shea tips it. Excuse me, that's Bo Lando, number 4. Again, kind of difficult to tell which numbers are which for Harcum. It is purple on black, which isn't the most visible color, especially for a night game. The jerseys do look very nice, though. We'll say that. Down the sideline. Trying to see who that is. Here's Finn O'Shea, and his shot, nice arcing shot, nestles right into the hands of Austin Thomas. Thomas places it out in play for Anderson. Bit of a risk there as Silva is right there. Hydera, guarded by Lando, finds Velasquez. And Velasquez goes up to Minte. Minte tangled up there, and there's going to be a foul called, perhaps against Minte, yes, as Minte got tangled up with number 12, Diego Vargas. Now, during pregame, while I was down on the pitch getting pronunciations for the names, Diego Vargas stuck out to me in that for the first time in my career of calling soccer games here at CCBC Catonsville, I was unable to pronounce the hometown of this player. Diego Vargas is from Hungary. His hometown, we were unable to find a pronunciation. So we apologize to anyone at home. Google Translate came up short for us on that regard. That being said, it does speak to the testament of just how good Harcum's recruiting phase is. I know that's a bit of a strange segue, but Harcum has a team laden with international players from Denmark, England, France, Brazil, Spain, Chile, Peru, Costa Rica, Hungary, Australia, the Czech Republic, Trinidad and Tobago, Albania, Brazil, Italy, Belgium, and Uruguay. Perhaps one of the most international squads I've seen for a team at the community college or junior college level ever. The only team I can think of that comes close was the CCBC Essex team that had at least 5 players from Japan last year. That is the only other team I can think of that had this much international representation. And I have to say, as somebody who follows community college and junior college athletics closely, it is very nice to see international representation on any school, even if they are the opponent for the team that you work for. So, shout out to Harcum. Let's get back into the action, however. It's been a bit of a back and forth between both teams here, as Catonsville is going to have possession here with 25 minutes to go. Catonsville, by the way, not lacking in international representation, too. Along with the United States, we have representation from the Gambia, Guinea, Cameroon, and Nigeria for the Cardinals. So good representation there for both teams. This is a nice chance. No. Lorenzo Ferrari was open, being dragged by Caleb Akano, managed to try and throw Akano off of him and took a shot. Austin Thomas had come out of goal. It was risky, but I think the wind might have carried it. Now there's Ryan Drummond showing that ball hawkishness that I mentioned earlier. Once again, Harcum with another chance. That pass was intended for Vargas, but Mente breaks it up. And now coming out of the defense is Decky Hoyt, who breaks up a couple of big passes, gives Harcum a chance. Shot. Nice save by Austin Thomas. A diving save by Austin Thomas off a shot off the foot of Santiago Linares. And Catonsville preserves this tie 0-0 with 24 minutes to go in the first half. We've reached the halfway point of the first half. It is still 0-0, and Austin Thomas can be thanked for that with that fantastic save, and he might have to do it again. Another chance for Ferrari, cutting back to get away from Akano. Ferrari blocked by Akano. Ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like it'll be a corner kick for Harcum. Sanchez with the kick. Headed up. Dangerous. Mente knocks it up into the air. It kind of floats there for a second. Hoyt with a pass, a shot out of bounds. Catonsville lives another day, but Ryan Drummond was slow to get back on his feet. He stretches it out, looks to be okay. Meanwhile, Alec Britton heading over to the sideline to get some instructions from head coach Kingsley Onwuka. Onwuka took over coaching duties this season. This is his first year, and he had mentioned at the start of the year it was going to be a difficult season. It was going to be a rebuilding year. He knew that. As we pause here, chance for Vargas, blocked by Thomas. Another fantastic save by Austin Thomas. What is there to say? So, folks, it's just come to my attention that I've accidentally been giving the wrong name to a player. The player who I kept saying was Diego Vargas is actually number 16, Luke Charles. Oh, check that. Nope. Apologies, folks. That was a massive brain fart live on air. That is Diego Vargas. Luke Charles is actually playing back on defense. Prebinson comes out of goal to block that. Man, you always know coming into these games, you're going to make one mistake. So you hope to get it out of the way during the pregame show. It's unfortunate that I just made that mistake live on the air. I apologize. That is Diego Vargas up top We had a bit of a brain fart there. Everything is good, though. We're back to the action. Speaking of Vargas, he will toss this ball in as the sun has set here at CCBC Catonsville. With 21 minutes to go in the first half, it is still 0-0. Vargas, behind the back pass, knocked out of bounds. It was intended for Bo Lando. He couldn't get there in time. Here's a shot, and another great save by Austin Thomas. Thomas has been on fire in this first half. I believe that's the 4th or 5th great save he has made in the last 5 minutes. Now he's probably wondering, can my offense give me a little bit of a break? Catonsville has not had a good chance to score since about the 30-minute mark. Lopez might have accidentally tripped up on himself because that pass goes out of bounds and is given right back to Harcum. Romero pauses and throws in back to Luke Charles. That is Luke Charles. Hoyt gets the ball right back. He finds Charles. Charles towards Romero, blocked by Lopez. Harcum has to rebound again. Reset, excuse me. Now here's Silva. And he tries to go to Ferrari, but Thomas comes out of goal to stop it. Under 20 minutes to go. Anderson. Nice pass to Alec Britton, but he can't gather it up, and Charles wrestles it away. Harcum back on the assault. Linares. The defense coming up strong. Silva over to Vargas. Vargas. Shot. Off target. Oh, it looked like it would go in. But Diego Vargas just misses it. And we do have a Cardinal player on the ground for a second. It was Mike Miranda. I think everybody just grabbing a second to catch their breaths after that thrilling exchange. Diego Vargas of Hungary had a great chance to give Harcum the lead and missed by inches. And you have to wonder, is the wind the cause of this? Hydera to Akano, Akano to Anderson. Anderson down the near side to Lopez. Lopez to Hydera, who passes for Miranda, but Mike wasn't ready for it. And that little gesture he makes back towards Hydera probably was him saying, yep, that one was on me. Miranda does have a tendency to often get a little mouthy with his teammates sometimes, or at least it seems like he is, but it's all in good faith. Hydera sends Lando to the ground. And it'll be a free kick, which they take immediately. Drummond breaks up the play. Now Drummond on the offensive. He's trying to out-wrestle Sanchez. They get tied up. We've got a bunch of substitutes about to come in for Harcum. as Catonsville is going to get a free kick here. "16 minutes to go. It's still 0-0. This first half has gone by very quickly. I'm impressed with the speed of which it's flown. Eric Velasquez will take the free kick. Booming kick into position. There's a collision. Miranda fighting for it. He breaks free. Miranda. Shot. Oh! Off target. Ryan Drummond was inches away from getting Catonsville on the goal. Excuse me, getting tongue-tied there. Ryan Drummond inches away from getting Catonsville onto the board as Harcum sends in its substitutions. I'm seeing number 14, Felipe Gomez, enter the game. Number 9, Ned Lewis. And one other player. Wait to see who that is. I believe that's number 3, Aristide Sanon. Entering the game for Harcum. Number 3, Aristide Sanon. Number 9, Ned Lewis. And number 14, Felipe Gomez. So a quick pause there, folks, to make that announcement on the PA system. Along with calling the game tonight for you, I'm also pulling a bit of double duty, working the PA system as well. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. And now, Anderson throws in for Alec Britton. He's boxed into the corner, deeply boxed into the corner. Knocked out of bounds, but he immediately tosses it back in bounds for Sims. Sims trying to set up a pass. Cardinals might be acting a little frantically here. Anderson, his pass is tipped into the air and knocked out of bounds. Here comes a corner kick for the Cardinals. So Catonsville now has an excellent chance to score. But they have to commit themselves to this. They have not scored on a corner kick all season. It'll be Alec Britton taking the kick. Kick is up and scooped up out of midair by Prebenson, the goalkeeper. Evan Sims loses his man. This could be trouble. Catonsville isn't in position. Thomas slides out and he makes the stop. The Cardinals with a great save. There weren't enough bodies back there for Catonsville to make a proper stop, but Austin Thomas came out of goal in a risky maneuver and made the stop. And he sends his kick booming past midfield. Luke Charles using his massive 6'5" frame to get up above Eduardo Lopez to try and break it up. Now here's Felipe Gomez, number 14. He actually switched jerseys with Diego Romero at some point in the season, according to head coach David Hughes, which is why he's 14 when he's listed as number 11 on the official roster. Another chance here. Well, at least there was one, but Austin Thomas comes out of goal. Evan Sims fell down. I think his shin guard popped off, which is why Harcum was able to set up that play. Back to Gomez. He's a freshman midfielder from San Jose, Costa Rica. The other players that came in, number 3, Aristide Sanon, a center back freshman from Bordeaux, France. And Ned Lewis, number 9, a sophomore striker from Kent, England. Bordeaux, France. I have been to Bordeaux before. Beautiful country out there. Good to see them represented tonight. So Catonsville had possession there. They threw it in bounds, immediately was knocked out of bounds. And now, with just about 11 minutes to go, see if Harcum could respond. Vargas. Pass is knocked out of there by Anderson. Great defensive play by James Anderson. The Cardinals are back on the attack. Here's Britton. He's got Miranda, but that's his only option, as the ball is knocked out of bounds, and possession will go back to Harcum. Prebinson to Sanon. Gomez tried to connect with Lewis. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez over to Vargas. Cardinals will break it up. Drummond. Lopez struggling to get it away. Finds Sims. Sims back to Anderson. Avoids a slide tackle. Back to Sims. Sims passes for Lopez. And Harcum will reset. 10 minutes to go in the first half. It remains 0-0. Both teams have had plenty of chances. No one has been able to connect yet. Romero surveys the field ahead of him, passes it back to Sanchez. Sanchez finds Linares. Linares, his pass is off target. James Anderson is there. Anderson finds Sims. Sims' pass intercepted by Linares. Linares to Lewis. Lewis to Sanchez. Sanchez to Romero. Austin Thomas will come out of goal to block that play. It's been a good first half for Austin Thomas, maybe in contention to be our player of the game. A lot of excellent saves. He's been working overtime since Catonsville's offense hasn't had many chances. Now Harcum rebounding. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Harcum's players have been engaging in what can best be described as a bit of an odd dance. None of them are sitting, with the exception of two players who I assume are injured. Everyone else is standing, doing warm-ups, or stretching out. Harcum with the chance. Oh! Finn O'Shea's shot could have been on target there, as Austin Thomas had come out of goal and fallen down, but it just missed it. Another near miss. And another goal kick coming up for Austin Thomas. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Deep pass intended for Lopez. Lopez hounding Charles and Romero. Romero over to Landau. Here's Vargas on the breakaway. Vargas trying to connect with his man. Vargas has it taken away by Drummond, tiptoeing the sideline. Drummond tries to connect with Britton, but it's broken up by Sanon. And Sanon is hurt. He is limping off the field after a collision with, I believe, Eric Velasquez. Backpedaling a bit, he seems to be okay. He waved off his coach. With 6.5 minutes to go, it's still 0-0. What would it be for the Cardinals to get a win in their final home game of the season? Knocking on wood. Harcum will get a free kick here after a bit of contact at midfield. The Bears still searching for their first goal of the game. Hydera with a nice breakup. Miranda tries to find Lopez. Lopez accidentally deflects that pass out of bounds, so possession will stick with Harcum. We've got 5.5 minutes to go. Luke Charles. Deep pass in the direction of Vargas. Nifty passes here by Harcum, but it's broken up by tough physical play there by Caleb Acano. And now the Bears are forced to reset once again. Ooh, nice play by Alec Britton through the legs of Ned Lewis. Finds Sharif Hydera. Hydera to Miranda. Miranda to Drummond. Drummond briefly loses possession but regains possession. Gets ahead of his defenders. Passes out to Miranda. Miranda, his shot is partially blocked and scooped up by Prebinson. With 4 minutes to go, the Cardinals have wasted another opportunity. Harcum now playing keep away. If the Bears want to score, their best chance could come in the next few minutes or at the start of the second half if they can get Catonsville's defense exhausted enough from having to carry this team so far tonight. The offense has had more chances than usual, but the defense has still had to do much of the work. So if Harcum wants to score, now is the best chance. Here's Gomez. Still, the Bears just can't seem to find an opening. Sanchez manages to find O'Shea, but the shot is blocked. Drummond knocks it out. 3 minutes to go. Harcum will retain possession. The Bears still looking for an opening. Charles with a deep pass to Romero. Romero over the middle, broken up by the Cardinals. It was a risky play, but Thomas is able to scoop up the ball safely. Harcum with another chance. And Thomas with another great save. Sanchez slipped as he was trying to make that shot. Linares. Or O'Shea, I'm getting names mixed up here. 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Cardinals have survived all of Harcum's advances so far. They just need to survive a minute and a half more, and they can rest at halftime and rebound. Robinson to Charles. Charles out to Sanchez. Sanchez. To O'Shea. O'Shea back to Sanon. 1 minute left in the first half. Harcum with a good chance here. Broken up, bounced around. And it was Gomez who did get a shot off, but it was partially deflected and went wide. Catonsville survives another wave. With 30 seconds to go in the first half. This game has gone from pretty back and forth and evenly matched at first to now just being Harcum taking pot shots at Catonsville, but none have gone in. 15 seconds left. If anybody wants to ensure this game won't be a scoreless tie entering halftime, this is their chance. 10 seconds to go. Doesn't look like that will happen. 5 seconds left. 4, 3. Thomas boots it up to midfield to Miranda, and that'll do it for the first half. It's a scoreless tie as we head into halftime. Catonsville and Harcum locked 0-0. We are back for the start of the second half and what should be the final 45 minutes for CCBC Catonsville's home season. They still have one more game to go against Cecil College coming up, but this will be it for their home schedule. 0-0 is the score at halftime. Cardinals have been outshot 17-2 by the Bears, and yet their defense has held strong. Austin Thomas has been playing lights out. Catonsville needs a boost from their offense. That could be the answer as we're underway in the second half. 45 minutes to go for the Cardinals at home in 2022 on this bitterly cold night in October. And right off the bat, Harcum on the attack. Did not mean to rhyme there, but it worked out anyway. Lineups are pretty much the same with a few substitutions. Pablo Nodar from Chantanda, Spain is in for Harcum. And I mentioned in the pregame that we would talk briefly about Catonsville's final game of the season against Cecil, because this game has been a little bit ridiculous. The Cardinals were supposed to open their home schedule August 30th against Cecil at home, but the game was canceled due to rain due to rain on the forecast. Rescheduled and ended up being rescheduled to be played in late September. Well, it just so happens that a certain Hurricane Ian came up the East Coast, and the game was canceled once again. Then it was uncanceled and rescheduled to take place as an away game for the Cardinals on the final week of the regular season, this week. Catonsville will finally get to play Cecil, but it has been a long time coming. Cardinals will throw in, boxed into their own corner, in their own territory. It'll be Minte who will toss in. And he immediately goes to Miranda. Miranda knocks it out for Lopez. Lopez back to Hydera, but the play is broken up. Possession will stick with Harcum. Good defensive play there by Minte to break up that play, but the Bears remain on the attack. Harcum's lineup actually looking a little bit different, as they've opted for a lot of their backups to start the second half. Ned Lewis, number 9, has the ball wrestled away by Catonsville's defense. Now Drummond tries to find Miranda, but it's broken up by Sanon. Sanon passes back to Luke Charles. Here's number 14, Felipe Gomez. And a chance for Harcum. And a shot. And a great tips of your fingers save by Austin Thomas to preserve this 0-0 draw. Austin Thomas is picking up right where he left off with some fantastic saves. He has been so key for the Cardinals. And now, Mike Miranda, deep pass, and it's broken up by the goalkeeper. Harcum has changed their goalkeepers. I'm just not seeing. That's number 24, Tobias Shalef from Conchias, Uruguay, who's in as goalkeeper now. So Harcum really has changed their entire lineup. Perhaps to throw off the Cardinals, or perhaps to experiment with a different line. Lewis. Pass was off target, goes out of bounds. Goal kick coming up for the Cardinals. So with a completely different lineup out there, Harcum controlling the pace of the game so far to start this second half with 40 minutes to go. Bit bizarre. You normally don't see teams change their entire lineups in the half, but perhaps Harcum head coach David Hughes wasn't pleased with what he saw from the first team, decided to make some changes. They did struggle as, there was a collision between Luke Charles and Mike Miranda, and Miranda is on his knees. He gingerly gets back to his feet. Looks like he's shaking it off. Lewis passes back to Landau. Landau passes up to Gomez. Gomez takes a deep pass, wasn't able to get to its intended targeted time, and Thomas scoops it up. Now here's Caleb Acano. And his pass got a little extra oomph because I believe Ned Lewis may have given it a little bump himself. Well, excuse me, that's not Ned Lewis. That's Vicente Silva, number 7, I think. Hard to see in this light. No, it looks like number 13, Ethan Lush, out of Sydney, Australia. It is. So Ethan Lush gave Caleb Acano's pass a little extra oomph by putting his own foot on it. Harcum back on the assault. Here's Nodar. Nodar will go back to Landau. Landau finds Gomez. Gomez to Nodar. Open with one man, Mente to beat. Nodar, no. Nodar trying to connect with number 21, Ollie Brennan, and Brennan's shot is off target. The shutout remains. Catonsville's bend-don't-break defense has done this all season. Eventually, though, exhaustion will set in. And when that happens, the floodgates have tended to open. A lot of games this year have been way closer than the final scores would tell because Catonsville's defense has given up tons of late garbage time goals. And part of that is due to them having to carry the weight of the team. The offense just hasn't been able to get active this season. Back on the assault is Ned Lewis. Double-teamed, squeezes through, but it's picked off by Drummond. Drummond himself has it picked away, and it goes back to Ollie Brennan. Brennan squeezes between two defenders, but Velasquez breaks the play up. Now Alec Britton, tiptoeing down the near side on the assault. He can't get past Sanon, who viciously slams it out of bounds, and it ricochets off, I believe, a water fountain, back inbounds. Still, Catonsville will have possession deep in Harcum territory, so for just the second time in this second half, the Cardinals will have a chance to possibly score. With the way these two teams are playing defensively, whoever scores first is most likely assured to win. Mente tried to pass to the side of the goal, and Shalif is able to scoop it up. So the Cardinals miss out on another opportunity there. At several points this season, Catonsville has experienced games where they've taken a team known for its scoring and held them scoreless or to just 1 or 2 goals, and frustration has set in for that team. A great example of this was about mid-season in a match against West Virginia University Potomac State, where the Cardinals kept Potomac State to just a single goal, and the play on field got a little aggressive as the teams let out their frustrations. We could see that tonight. Harcum no doubt frustrated they haven't been able to score against Catonsville. And they know they came into this game going up against a Cardinals team that is ranked dead last in Region 20, that's only won a single game all season. Nodar. His pass is deflected. Harcum keeps it, though. Watch for the rebound. A chance and a goal. Thomas let one slip past. We'll wait to see who that was who scored. We'll wait to see if it was a goal at all. It was. There was some delay on the scoreboard. I believe it might have been number 20, Lorenzo Ferrari, but we'll wait to see who it was. Nodar got the rebound in. A Cardinal player missed his assignment. And a connection was made. It's 1-0 Harcum. Do we get who scored? As play resumes, we continue to wait to see who scored so we can announce it both on the air and also on our PA system. I believe it was Lorenzo Ferrari, but he may not be on the field. It was hard to see. He was on the far side of the pitch. And again, Harcum's color scheme of purple on black makes it difficult to make out the jerseys. Harcum with another chance. This one goes wide. As Thomas lines up for a goal kick, we're still waiting to see who it was. Tell them it's the player nearest to them with the white sleeves.
It's the player playing on your side with the white sleeves. You can see his number.
The one who's on the ball right now.
He's down there at the point of the ball right now.
We got confirmation. It is Lorenzo Ferrari who scored. Harcum goal by number 20, Lorenzo Ferrari. The score, 1-0 Harcum over Catonsville. So what happened there, ladies and gentlemen, there was a bit of a delay because our staff on the ground couldn't see who had scored. Not because of anything they had done, but because, like us up here, they couldn't make out the number due to how dark it was. We do have lights here at CCBC Catonsville. But again, Harcum's jerseys, it's hard to make out those numbers. So Lorenzo Ferrari scores the first and what might be the only goal of this game. 1-0 is the score. Harcum leads with about 34 minutes to go. And Catonsville's defense has not been the same in this second half. A big collision by Caleb Akano breaks up that play. Now Ned Lewis is in the clear. He's got to get past Khalid Minte. He'll take a shot, but Austin Thomas will bat it down. A great save by Thomas. He may have let one slip past, but he has looked great. Now he's going to have to be even greater. A corner kick is coming up for Harcum. Corner kick, Harcum. Harcum making some substitutions, it looks like. One player does come in. I believe that's Decky Hoyt. We'll hold off on announcing that, though. The corner kick sails into the side of the net. It remains 1-0.
No. I don't think there was a sub. I think I missaw it.
Harcum playing keep away now. As a deep pass by Sanon gets scooped up by Thomas. The Cardinals need a response here sooner rather than later. Most of this Cardinal scoring has come in the second half of games, towards the middle of the second half, and they might get a chance. Alec Britton, one man to beat. He's not going to get past him. The play is broken up by Lando. Well, excuse me, by Nodar. Shalif may have made a mistake there. He wasn't expecting to get a pass from Sanon, and Mike Miranda almost had a chance. Harcum looked a little sloppy on the last series, perhaps letting their guard down just a bit. If they wish to win, they need to not do that. They need to keep the energy up. Both teams scrumming at midfield. Here's Ollie Brennan. Brennan finds Lewis. No one around. And Lewis sends that pass through the uprights. Off target. Bit too much power in the toe for Ned Lewis as his shot goes way through the uprights. For as many shots as the Bears have gotten off, it's incredible that they've only been held to a single score. That's how good Austin Thomas has been tonight. At the start of the season, Thomas struggled a bit. He gave up 19 goals in the first 3 games of the year for the Cardinals, and it looked as if Catonsville might be in for an incredibly difficult season. Instead, it's only been a minorly difficult season. Yes, they've gone 1-13-1, but Austin Thomas has made an astounding 86 saves this year. He has prevented many of Catonsville's games from being uglier. He'll have to work overtime here. This could be risky. He came out of net. Lucky for him, Ollie Brennan's shot was off target. Thomas came out of net to block a shot attempt by Alejandro Sanchez. By number 13, Ethan Lush. Collided with Lush. Ball ricocheted off. Ollie Brennan got the rebound and went for the dagger, but was way off target. So with 29 minutes to go, it remains 1-0, and the Cardinals are still looking for an answer. When they have fallen behind this season, they have never been able to come back. They've tried their best. There have been a few games at home this year where they have become excruciatingly close. Even games where they pulled Thomas out of net to come play offense. And Thomas with another great save, this one with the shin guard. And the fans, sitting right below our press box, are loving it. Despite his one slip-up, Austin Thomas continues to play the game of his life. Harcum will have another chance. And that chance will come in the form of a corner kick. Corner kick, Harcum. Pause there to work the PA system. Again, for those tuning in, I've been pulling double duty this game. Corner kick is up, headed up, and that was near disaster. Sharif Haidara headed that corner kick, and it bounced off the crossbar of the goal. Haidara almost scored an own goal, which would have extended Harcum's lead. Now Catonsville's defense needs to come up clutch here, and they will. Drummond, booming kick in the direction of Alec Britton. Britton looking for an equalizer, but he doesn't have a lot of help. He's got Mike Miranda, and that's about it. Drummond has also moved down, but it won't matter. Britton loses the ball to good defensive performance by Pablo Nodar. So Catonsville misses out on another opportunity to score just seconds after they nearly extended Harcum's lead for them. Sharif Haidara nearly made the mistake of the year. Thankfully he didn't, so all is forgiven. Gomez now surveying his territory ahead of him, opts to go to Brennan across the field. Brennan receives the ball back, a little confused as to who he was trying to pass to. He finds Gomez. Gomez down to the near side of the pitch where Nodar is. Harcum has done a good job of pulling up their defenders to play offense in this game. In the first half, it was Diego Romero who was consistently moving up on the near side. In the second half, it has been Pablo Nodar who will be coming out of the backfield. As Harcum with a short throw in. Gomez, a booming kick, bounces off the uprights, back into play. But since it went out of bounds, it'll be a goal kick for Austin Thomas. Harcum with another shot and another wide through the uprights. The Bears are relentless in this second half. But it still seems as if only the one goal will be the only scoring with the way these two teams have played. With 25 minutes to go, Harcum back on the attack. But they'll lose that advantage as Catonsville will get possession. Blown assignment by Lorenzo Ferrari. The ball is still yet to leave Catonsville's side of the pitch. This half, it is only, well, that's not exactly true. It has left Catonsville's side of the pitch, but only about 3 times. As the Cardinals now making some substitutions into the game for Catonsville. I want to make sure I get these right. It looks like Abu Diallo and Abdul Lom have entered the game for the Cardinals. Yes, they have. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 12, Abdul Lom, and number 18, Abu Diallo. A chance for Harcum. Thomas with a great save, but the ball is popped up, headed into the air. Another chance, a little dipper. It just barely misses the line to cross into the goal. Fate was on the side of the Cardinals on that possession. Abu Diallo has entered the game now, and he's a physical force on offense. He has the ball, wrestles it away from Brennan, but unfortunately knocks it out of bounds. Catonsville will have to fall back on defense once again. Another amazing stop by Austin Thomas that nearly ended in disaster, but the ball just did not go in. It teetered on the line. It teetered right on the line. What a bizarre set of circumstances for the Cardinals. That truly was, as Abdul Lom goes down after a push and doesn't get a call there, that truly was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Deep pass here, Minte heads it away, has to be careful not to set up a corner kick. Drummond pushed out of bounds, and possession will stick with Catonsville, it seems. So it was not out of bounds, but rather a free kick coming up via Eric Velasquez as a foul was called there. Collision near midfield. Cardinals and Bears trying to figure out who is going to take possession. It'll be the Bears. We've got about 20 minutes to go. Drummond manages to get the ball over to Harcum's side of the pitch, but loses control briefly, and it's back to the Bears to have possession. It looks like now a foul is going to be called here against Harcum. Alec Britton did go down, and I believe the contact was made with number 2, Finn O'Shea. Can't say for certain. Again, it's hard to make out their jersey numbers. I know I must sound like a broken record at this point, having repeated that several times. Again, it is a nice jersey color, but purple on black isn't the easiest to see, especially in a night game. Good defensive stop by Khalid Minte, breaks it up, but can't hang on to it. He's got to rely on Alec Britton, who does knock it downfield, trying to get it to Mike Miranda. The Cardinals are going to be in excellent position to score here. With 19 minutes to go here in the second half. Ball is tossed in. Abu Diallo winds up, but not enough power in his shot. Shalif comes out of net and makes the stop, and it remains a 1-0 game in favor of the Bears. Harcum back on the assault. Gomez finds Lewis. Back to Gomez. He takes a shot, and it might have been on target, but it seems like it just knocked off the goalpost at the last second. As another wave of substitutions are coming in for Harcum. It looks like Alejandro Sanchez is one of them who's in, waiting to see who the other two are.
Let us know who's on.
Try my best on this one. Entering for the Bears, number 8, Alejandro Sanchez, number 7, Vicente Silva, and number 5, Anthony Athanasopoulos. So it's Sanchez, Silva, and Anthony Athanasopoulos who have entered the game for the Bears, the latter of which from Sao Paulo, Brazil, the freshman striker, with one of the longest names I have ever seen. And again, it is it's not us making fun of it. It is us just expressing our admiration for Harcum's recruiting program. Their recruitment able to get so many players from so many different corners of the globe. Harcum going through pretty much their entire roster of the players we haven't seen so far. A few players we haven't seen so far play today. Number 15, Jakob Nemec hasn't made an appearance. Christian Papa, number 17. Number 18, Ben Cook. Number 19, Hermano Boides. And number 22, Ikanga Okoka are the only players who haven't made an appearance for the Bears. Meanwhile, Catonsville's roster, we know Paul Catafalmo is out with injury. Brandon Hartman is also sidelined. The only players who haven't appeared, Connor Surrey, Jason Blanco, Dalton Jackson, John Klasick, and Bill Nwanja and Adam Wiley. Wiley hasn't played all year. He serves as Catonsville's backup goalkeeper out of Arbutus, Maryland. We've got a corner kick coming up here for the Bears, as with 15 minutes to go. And it is a score. Off of the corner kick, Harcum will extend the lead.
Do you see who?
We'll wait to see what happened there.
You guys have the number on that goal?
It was Ben Cook, number 18, who scored the goal there for Harcum. Harcum goal by number 18, Ben Cook. The score, Harcum 2, Catonsville 0. So it's 2-0 now. Ben Cook with the header, and based on the reaction from his teammates, that may have been a rare one to see. Did not see Cook check into the game, so he may have started the second half. Harcum now firmly in control as they have broken through to extend their lead. And maybe another chance. A block? Good save there. James Anderson had to get a bit aggressive, but he and Austin Thomas make the save. So with under 14 minutes to go in the second half, now Catonsville trying to get back on the attack here. There's a series of collisions by Abu Diallo. Possession goes back to Harcum. Nodar. Slips past the defender. Harcum in position to extend the lead. That shot bounces off the crossbar of the uprights. Catonsville lives to fight another day. With under 12 minutes to go, back on the assault goes Harcum once again. And again, that shot ricochets off the crossbar. Harcum will retain possession, however, as they have been firmly in control this second half. There's another collision there, and a foul is going to be called against Harcum. It'll keep this possession alive and keep the Cardinals with a chance. With 11 minutes to go, they're going to need a miracle. Near miss there, as Thomas breaks up another one. With less than 10 minutes to go in the second half. Trailing 2-0, Catonsville in need of a miracle. Austin Thomas has played excellent today, but has still let 2 slip through. And those 2 could be the deciding factors, as now we have an injured Cardinal on the field. From a quick scan, it looks like it might be Mike Miranda, number 9. Player is clutching his head in his hands. We moved our camera away. It is Mike Miranda, and he is very gingerly being helped off the field by our athletic staff. Ryan Drummond has re-entered the game for the Cardinals to replace him. Nope, excuse me, that wasn't Drummond. That was Sharif Hydera. Nope, not Hydera. Who is that who came in for him? It's a bit hard to see. Play is now resumed as Harcum with control. 9.5 minutes to go. The Bears lead 2-0, and they could basically just play keep away at this point, and they're assured of victory. They have been fully in control the second half. Catonsville's offense non-existent outside of 1 or 2 chances. The defense has bent too far on this bitterly cold October night. Anderson tosses in for the Cardinals, and it immediately goes out of bounds. So possession goes back to Harcum. With under 9 minutes to go, Harcum doesn't need to push that hard. Most of Harcum's lineup out there on the field are their backups. They switched their lineup entirely for the second half and found the results they were looking for after their first half lineup, which saw very few substitutions, failed to get anything going. They did experiment a little bit with some of their substitutions late in the first half, and that may have helped Coach David Hughes make the decision to change up the lineup entirely for the second half. The goals, by the way, scored by Lorenzo Ferrari and Ben Cook. With 8 minutes to go, Harcum in firm control, and they keep the ball on Catonsville's side of the pitch. Lopez breaks up that pass, tries to find Sims, and eventually does get him, but Sims gives it back to Ollie Brennan and Harcum. If this score holds, the Bears will move to 5-5 on the season with 1 game remaining. Catonsville will fall to 1-14-1 with 1 game remaining, and the Cardinals will finish their home schedule 0-6. Been a difficult year at home for Catonsville. Thomas with another save as that shot was deflected by multiple players, all of them for Harcum, surprisingly. The Bears with another opportunity. Silva. And Austin Thomas will give another goal kick. Minte, trying to connect with Drummond, can't get it in time. 6 minutes to go. Harcum still playing aggressively, as evidenced by that deep shot there by Ethan Lush that goes wide. Thomas had to lunge for it, and it looks like it's going to be another corner kick for Harcum. They scored off of their last one thanks to a Ben Cook header. Corner kick is knocked up. Harcum with a chance. And a goal. It might have been an own goal. We're checking to see who it was. It's 3-0 now. I believe it was number 6. Pablo Nodar scored there. Correction, it was Anthony Athanasopoulos who scored.
It looks like 6. It's that guy closest, right?
Might have been 5. I think 6 put the shot in, but it was deflected. Yeah, I'm going to go with 5. Harcum goal by number 5, Anthony Athanasopoulos. The score now 3-0 in favor of the Bears. So correction, it was Anthony Athanasopoulos who scored that goal out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. 3-0 is the score now with less than 5 minutes to go. And this one pretty much in the bag for Harcum for their 5th win of the year. It's a disappointing end to a season for the Cardinals that, well, we expected it wouldn't be an easy season for the Cardinals. We knew that coming in. It was expected it was going to be rough. It was expected it was going to be ugly. But I think it's worth saying that Catonsville has played with heart this year. Every game they have not given up, even when they're down 3-0 as they are now. As we pause, there might be a chance for the lead to be extended Athanasopoulos trying to get a second goal. Won't go. This Catonsville team, they knew this season would be tough coming in. They lost their head coach in the offseason as former head coach Mike Kozlowski stepped away. They only returned one player from last year's squad, that being Eric Velasquez. They were dealing with a team of exclusively freshmen, a first-year head coach. So it was expected that the team would struggle, and they have struggled. But there have been bright spots, taking the lead against Lackawanna. Pause quick. 4-0 now. Ethan Lush, number 13, on the goal. As this one has gotten ugly. Was that 13 on the goal?
19-19.
So correction, truly it is difficult to tell what these jersey numbers are. That was number 19, Germano Boides, who scored. Harcum goal by number 19, Germano Boides. The score now 4-0 in favor of the Bears. So 4-0 is the score, as this one has gone from a pretty even matched game to a bit of a blowout. This Catonsville team will be back. There's no doubt about that. They have shown, as we do have a Cardinal down, they have shown heart this year, playing tough. Their defense has played excellent in certain games. They've frustrated their opponents. The offense has slowly and steadily improved, and much of these players should be returning for next season. And that veteran experience could be what helps the Cardinals improve. Austin Thomas definitely will be returning as he makes another excellent save, excuse me. With 2 minutes to go. And I just want to take this time with this game pretty much put away to just thank everybody here at CCBC Catonsville who has helped get these games underway. I know it's been a difficult season for all of us. There's been lots of cancellations, especially in the second half of the season. A number of teams have had to drop Catonsville from the schedule due to a combination of injuries and the like. Another shot by Harcum as they are just having their way with Catonsville, I guess, is the best way to say it. But everyone here at CCBC Catonsville has worked hard to put on a show. The fans have come out when they can. The players have worked hard. All of our staff, all of our coaches. It's been a season of learning for everybody, and I think Catonsville's players have learned the most, and they will be back next year as we've entered the final minute of the regular season at home here for the Cardinals. Remember, Catonsville still has one more game to go against Cecil, that coming up later this week. 1 minute left in regulation. So as the final seconds tick away on the home season for CCBC Catonsville, the Cardinals will have possession here. And I just want to personally take this moment to thank everyone at CCBC Catonsville who's allowed me to come on the air each week and help guide you, the viewers, through these games. This is year 2 of me doing this. When I started, I was just an intern, but now I'm working part-time here with Catonsville, and it's been a joy. And hopefully we'll be back for year 3 of calling Catonsville soccer games. But don't worry, basketball's starting up soon, so we'll still have plenty of CCBC at Catonsville athletics. Thomas with one last save as the final seconds tick away. That's going to do it. The final here tonight, 4-0. Harcum wins. Catonsville drops their home closer. It was a heartbreaker. They played well in the first half, but the second half things came unglued. For everyone here at CCBC Catonsville, this is Isaac Donsky signing off for the final time this season. Once again, big thank you to everybody who's got these games underway. The Cardinals dropped to 1-14-1. One last game to go. They'll play Cecil College later this week to finish off their schedule and then head into the offseason. Do not worry, longtime viewers, though. CCBC Catonsville Cardinals Athletics is not going away just yet. Men's and women's basketball is coming up starting in November. We will have plenty of exciting home games for you. If you know anything about those games from last season, it's sure to be one hell of a year. This is Isaac Donsky signing off. Thank you for joining us on this journey this year with CCBC Catonsville men's soccer. We will see you next year. Have a good evening.